day, my travel friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mackenzie, and if you haven't already subscribed, please go and subscribe and go ahead and check out my other social media handles. I'm posting on like Instagram every day, and I would just really love it if we could go ahead and connect. I wanted to bring a video that I actually get like a lot of questions on, and I don't know if it's because like I just am like really open and I'm just like, yeah, like this happened to me. But basically I get a lot of questions on travel relationships. So like what happens, like especially with like people that like you have sex with. I get like a ton of questions on that. A lot of my friends ask me like, oh, what happens? Is it true what they say? Like, do you have a lot of sex while you travel? I'm gonna cover that in a minute, but I just wanted to go ahead and kind of like describe the travel relationship and what maybe you all think the travel relationship is versus maybe the reality of what a travel relationship is. Okay, so just close your eyes and imagine this scenario. So you walk into a hostel wherever you are. Let's say you walked into a hostel in Paris. Walk in, you check in, you go to your room, and you notice that there is a cute someone sleeping below you. And so you say hello, you introduce yourself. All right, so you meet this person that you think is really cute, but you say, no, like I'm just gonna like go with the flow, you know, whatever happens, happens. Like sometimes it won't happen, sometimes it will. So you just let it go. Go out, you explore the city, you have a lot of fun, they're really interesting, they've been a lot of really cool places, and they're really super laid back and like pretty much like what all travelers are like. All right, so one night you both are grabbing a drink, and for whatever reason there's like a spark like that. So that happens and you two end up kissing or whatever. So you act like you're like a couple basically for the next 3 days, and it's a lot of fun. So you think, okay, maybe this could work. You know, maybe this person could still be in my life even after they leave in 3 days' time. And so the 3 days comes, you realize that that's not the intention of the other person, and you go your separate ways, and that's kind of what happens. So this is basically the scenario that happened to me in every place that I went to. Meeting boys while traveling is really fun, but it can be very tiring. But you know, it's all about spontaneity, and it's all about living in the moment, and whoever you meet, you meet. So that's what's really fun, and that's what a lot of people think that it is like, and that's really true. It is basically like that when you travel. So yeah, travel relationships are really intense. It's like dating that person fast forward a long time, and you're just so open, and you know, just everything about your lives and the different cultures, and you both are so fascinated about it, and so it's really fun, but it can be really intense, and that's just something to keep in mind if you do decide to partake in having one of these travel relationships. So I think the main thing to remember with these travel relationships is like, yeah, they're really fun, and they're just really fun to just be open to the possibility of things working out, or be open to the possibility of having some fun with someone in the moment. So if you feel like you're in an emotional place where maybe you shouldn't be having like flings with other people, then I would say just don't go through with it. The cool thing about the travel community is that everyone is so open and everyone is so accepting. So if maybe, you know, you meet someone, you really like them, but you tell them that, you know, you are looking for something more serious, then and they say no, then that's okay. You know, you have to figure out what's right for you, and you have to figure out what's like a right fit for your emotional needs. So that's totally okay, and I assure you almost everyone will be completely accepting of how you feel about being in a relationship while traveling. I think the main thing about travel relationships is although they can be very intense, but they can also be very rewarding. So I'll provide an example. So I met someone in Munich, and we ended up traveling together for a little bit of time. I think it was like almost 2 weeks. And yeah, that was a hard one, but I think the really great thing, and the thing that I'm really thankful about that travel relationship, is I learned so much from him, and I learned so much about what it is that I want in a person, and it kind of like upped my standards. So that was kind of one of those things where I felt really grateful, but also it really sucked at the time. But then I ended up traveling to Berlin, and I just had a great time in Berlin. So I think also too, like if you're the kind of person who really likes to travel, you just realize that life has an ebb and flow of things, and you know, things come and things go, but you always have yourself. So that's always a good thing, and that's kind of what it makes you realize. One thing is just always be really grateful and always feel like, you know, every time that someone comes into your life, they are meant to be in your life and they're meant to teach you something, whether they stay or they go, and whether you keep in touch with them or not. It was always about upping my standards. So saying, you know, this is the way that I should be treated. This is the, you know, this is the kind of qualities that I want in someone, and like a more permanent someone. And then you can, when you go home, you can take that back with you. And I think that's really, really powerful. I feel like I have really fulfilling relationships, not just with, you know, boyfriends or anything like that. And, you know, it hasn't been that long since I came back home. It's not like I've experienced anything really serious since then, because it takes more time to build something up that's serious. But I still feel like the people that I let into my life and that I attract into my life are at that standard now. And that's what's really amazing. So in order to get to that place, I think just always be really, really grateful. Just realize that things like that can be really, really intense, but they're meant to teach you something, and they can be really, really fun and really enjoyable. Yeah, you just get to like experience a place with someone that you feel like is very special. So my last thing I want to touch on is that although sex is something that is really, really prevalent in the travel community when you're traveling abroad, you don't have to partake in it. So if you don't want to have sex, then just say no, and I think most of the time people will respect you. Also, don't put yourself in situations where bad things could happen. Alright, everyone, so have tons of fun. Just be open to any possibility, but trust your gut and just enjoy meeting new people and having so much fun when you're traveling. Hey everyone, I hope you have an absolutely amazing week, and I will definitely see you next Tuesday. Bye!